Hello, colleagues. Welcome back to the conference room. Today we are discussing Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3. Please get comfortable as we deep dive for the lore. So overall, I feel like today's episode is weird. It was weird vibes altogether.
Yeah.
I'd say this was probably my least favorite of the 3 so far. Not to say it was like full out bad, but I don't know. It was just kind of, the pacing was strange. The energy was strange. It's I don't know. I mean, it started with the GRC commercial, and by the end of the episode, I forgot that had happened, and I sort of had forgotten why we saw it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess for the, we get in our mind, like, what the GRC is really, and for the sake of the Flag Smashers story.
I've always heard, like, in movies and TV, the first scene is the most important. And if you miss that, if you, like, went to go pee, or, like, we're like, oh, we don't need to watch the trailers, and then you get to the movie theater late, and you miss the first scene, like, you're absolutely screwed for the rest. With this episode, you wouldn't have been. Just would have missed a weird commercial that felt like they thought they were being cute.
It's weird, and
It was like, oh, felt like a WandaVision commercial.
It felt like they were using a lot of different styles and like film choices this episode that I just
It was all over the place.
It didn't feel like the same vibe as the first 2 episodes. But the whole first sequence of Zemo breaking out of jail and telling the story of it, that was really fun. I liked that.
Felt like an old style, like, heist sequence.
Yeah.
Still, like, which we all love. Never get sick of, you son of a bitch. I'm out.
I'm out. Hey.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
And when we first see Zemo and we have Winter Soldier in there together, and it plays
Get your music.
and it's got that Henry Jackman Civil War stuff.
Theme going on.
Siberian Overture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I stand Esnik.
Esnik.
Esnik. Yeah, Esnik.
Esnik.
Yeah, his little guy. He's just so cute.
Alfred.
That was a very. He's
Zemo's
a very
Alfred.
Cute, yeah. Zemo is Batman.
Zemo is Batman. Esnik is Elf.
Bucky's book is the same as Steve's, which I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like,
Yeah. Another, like, lame little, like, fan service thing that, like, no one was asking for.
yeah, it was unnecessary. Like, I guess it's meaningful for him, but I don't really care. I don't care that it's the same
They thought
book.
we were all going to be like, oh my god, it's the same book.
Yeah, it was like, we were like, oh, it's the same book. I felt like it doesn't seem like it's necessary. I guess it's helpful for him. Like, oh, hey, look, I had these pop culture things. It's helpful for you to also have these pop culture things. The whole Madripoor thing. Madripoor. So, like, it looks really cool. And we could talk about in a moment how it's Starman.
Just fully Star Wars.
But all of a sudden it's this different vibe there, and it looks cool and everything, but it's just an entirely different vibe off from the rest of the show. And it feels like it's going into this like other world that doesn't feel so MCU almost. It's
Look at me, I'm the Mandalorian now.
it's this weird thing. I mean, I guess you could say, because Guardians also has these sort of weird, like when they're with the Collector and there's the bars over
but that's
there out of
allowed.
nowhere.
That's Guardians.
Right, because that's out in space,
Yeah,
but on
that's
Earth
Star
it
Wars.
feels a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. That
Yeah.
whole area feels a little strange.
But it's good they're tying in Wakanda. Like, if they're doing weird places that don't exist in the
it did
actual
give me
world.
that same vibe, right? And like using all the colors and stuff, but I feel like they did that design just for the sake of, we need to have more appealing places in the show, because the rest of the show is very we're in the United States, and
a full-on cantina sequence in which they cut to all the odds and ends of a bar scene. There's literally like a Daveronian, like how it's literally the lower levels of Coruscant. You want to try some death sticks? The Outlander Club, that's the name of the Death Sticks Club from Attack of the Clones.
I really felt like a Jedi could walk by, see like.
And I was like, wait, all humans? Why are they all humans?
Yeah, I had that same vibe. I was waiting for an alien or like an android to walk by, and androids, aliens, and wizards. The big
Yep,
three.
Yep. And then he whipped out that snake and cut it open, and I was like, okay, that feels Star Wars enough.
Yeah.
This time in the Outlander Club, Anakin already had his cybernetic arm. Anakin in this case being Bucky.
Well. He said Hydra at the beginning of the episode, right before he went in to see Zemo, and the way he said it was just so angsty. Anakin.
Yeah.
Hydra.
Yeah.
You know, just Hydra.
The dance sequence.
Yeah, right. Also that was weird. Where
So it was weird.
after they meet Sharon, who by the way, her entrance felt weird and rushed. So she shot that. Well, we see her before, just like, oh, hooded figure. And she shot the person, and then she's like, "Oh, I've been on the run. I can't even see my family. I didn't do this." And it's like, "Can we go somewhere?" And why you? And she's pointing a gun at them.
They nerfed her. She's suddenly Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah. She's going hard. Now listen, Peggy Carter was a badass bitch, and she always held her own for the most part. She was always good at taking down a bunch of dudes. I imagine Sharon could do the same. She's been on the run for a minute. She's been an agent. I'm sure she wants to take after her aunt in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I'm sure that had an effect on her, because pretty much all of that happened after her being on the run, because that happened in Civil War.
Yeah.
Right after that funeral.
guess,
So
yeah.
that maybe had an effect on her. It's cool. It's cool that she's badass. I mean, her scenes were awesome. That's some of the most violent shit we've seen in the MCU, honestly, and I'm about it.
Yeah.
Totally about
That's
it.
a stabby.
Yeah, and then the random party scene where she's figuring out where the dude is, and they're like, all right, I guess we'll just party for a night. And then as they're going into this new area, wow, giving New York a run for its money. Yeah, we can really party here. And then I don't know. It's just these weird lines and scenes. I don't know if it's stuff about if they're commenting on something. I don't know. It's all weird.
Yeah.
The Zemo mask moment is weird. The moment where he's on top of the thing after he ran off and he puts it on, he does some action, and then he takes it off when he sees this. Oh, look at this car. Why did he put the mask on at all? What was the point of the mask? What did it help him do? Was it is it a symbol for something? Maybe we'll learn more about it after the fact. I know it's his mask from the comics. That's his iconic thing.
Yeah.
But what was with the momentary
he's
mask
worried
thing?
about those people recognizing him for some reason.
I guess like a few random bounty hunters.
Like
I don't know.
It might be one of those like they know Zemo's face because they work for Zemo. Who knows?
Could be. Oh, like if he's the
Who
power
knows?
broker or
if
something.
If he's bigger than he's letting on to be.
The move your seat up, that callback. Again, it feels forced. It feels like, oh, remember when they did that in that movie? So it's funny because we're saying it again. Yeah, we remember it, and it was a very good moment. That was the moment everyone looked at when they're saying, "Look, Falcon the Winter Soldier could work. Look at their chemistry." And it's like, there's just one little cute, funny scene, but it didn't.
Yeah.
The callback wasn't necessary.
Yeah. I'm the first one to love fan service. Like I usually don't hate it, but this one just felt like weird.
Yeah, I'm usually very like, oh, yeah, I'm the same way.
Service.
I
Serve me.
Yeah, like we're nerds. We love that shit. It's like, yeah, yes, I remember that. But when this one popped up, I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just the writing of this episode felt like it was all over the place. Carly and her friend, when they're talking about like, oh yeah, when we stole the serum and when we took the serum, and this is, here's our whole backstory, and we're recounting it in a conversation between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally directly telling the audience,
Yeah.
here's all the things we did. You just found out that we stole 20 super serums. Now here's why we took them. And I wanted to be a teacher, and it didn't feel authentic. It felt like a device and not a conversation.
Yeah.
Sharon gets in a car after and was like, all right, we have a problem about something. I'm like, okay, so now she's working with someone. Is she working with the power broker? There was so much going on, and it just didn't feel cohesive. As far as who we think the power broker is, if it's someone that we know already, which I'm not entirely sure it is. I think it could be, saying, oh, the power broker, who is it? It being a reveal. Obviously, it's going to be Mephisto, because,
Definitely.
Of all the signs, of course, the hexagons, right, in the first
all
episode,
that,
right?
A lot of hexagons.
If it is someone we know, it's probably, it could be Zola, right? It's going to be someone from this Captain America movie franchise. I mean, this is, we've said it before. It's Cap 4.
Yeah.
It is.
Red Skull. He's
even if it's
he's
not
back.
Oh my! From the thing, he's I'm no soul stone to guard. Well, guess I'm off the hook. Better dick on down to earth now.
Yeah, they did name drop him in this.
I guess
episode.
that's true. That's true.
But no,
and not Zola. I don't think Zola's been mentioned yet, which is interesting because I think he's probably one of the most likely candidates. Yeah, it could be him just because I guess he's this super smart computer thing, and it's hard to believe that it was just those computer files down in Camp Lehigh and this is how you're gonna live on these old ancient artifacts of computers. And it's always been my same thing with Ultron. I've always said Ultron could come back because he was able to upload himself and fucking across the world right after he was defeated in the Avengers facility when they first fought him. When we're playing with AI, it's I think anything is fair game.
Yeah, especially because he was able to send out those bounty pucks with the lightning speed.
Yeah. All of a sudden, this person was, these three were killed, Selby and her two bodyguards, and then all of a sudden, dead, go kill him. That was fast.
Big Brother's watching. I mean, they do have that graffiti that said the power broker is watching.
Right. So it could be Zola. I had a thought it could be General Thunderbolt Ross. Ross, he part of his job was to recreate the super soldier serum, and that's what they were doing with Bruce Banner and the accident that happened and everything. Ross didn't tell Banner what exactly it was that they were doing, that they were trying to replicate this serum, but more so that they were just trying to understand gamma radiation, and he really was obsessed with it, and sort of. He said, well, we'll give Blonsky this serum so we could fight him. And, he has this obsession over people with powers and stuff like that. So it could be him, but I don't think so because...
Well, more like he's working with the power broker.
Yes. I imagine him doing shady shit to get what he wants. He's the Secretary of State. He's a politician. He's a military politician. He'll do shady shit, but in the end, he's going to serve America. He's not going to be, the leader of this random island in the Indonesian archipelago. Yeah, so as far as people from the Cap series, that seems like the two that make sense. And Mephisto.
I'm putting my money on Mephisto.
Mephisto all the way, baby.
Yeah. I think I might have saw some Mephisto graffiti in that scene.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
all over the place. It was all Mephisto. Go back and watch it.
And he's outlined by 1, 2, 3, 7 hexagons.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll find it, I promise.
Go back.
You have to watch really, really carefully. Thank you for joining us today in the conference room. We know this was a shorter conference than usual, but we want you to enjoy.
Enjoy your weekend. It's Casual Friday. Get out there. Stay at home with the kids. Drop a like in the like box at the front of the office building. When you turn left out the right in front of the bathroom, there's a like box, and then if you hit there's a button on the front desk that says subscribe. And
we did it. Yeah, see, look, you subscribed. That was
done.
Easy. Yeah, thanks for watching. We love you. We fucking love you.
We'll see you next time on the next episode of The Conference Room
for the lore. Archipelago ASMR.
Archipelago.
Love that